It was a kinder, gentler, invitation-only event as this year's supposed new and improved E3 took place this past week in Santa Monica, California. And while it was the console wars that heated up last year's event, this year it was all about the software. Microsoft was the first to kick things off with their media briefing. It had all the high energy and fanfare we've come to expect from them, and although there were no earth-shattering announcements, we did get to see some great first and third-party titles coming to the system. While some of these games will be available across multiple consoles, it was nice to see them up and running and in playable form. Microsoft's execs unleashed their inner rock star by demoing the highly anticipated Rock Band by developer Harmonix, the same folks that brought you the Guitar Hero series. Only this time the game allows players to wield lead and bass guitars, vocals, and even drums. My early prediction is that this game is going to, yes, I'm going to say it, it's going to rock. There was no shortage of first-party titles for Microsoft to tout. Project Gotham Racing 4 looked simply stunning and had the most realistic weather effects we have ever seen in a game. A release date of November was announced for the long-awaited RPG Mass Effect, and being smart enough to capitalize on the success of Viva Pinata, Microsoft will release a new party game featuring their favorite candy-filled punching bags and Viva Pinata party animals. It was also announced that the latest Naruto title from Ubisoft will be an Xbox 360 exclusive. One last surprise was the announcement of a Halo 3 limited edition of the Xbox 360. The unit was a Halo green color with a gray controller. And just to get gamers a little more jazzed, the latest Halo 3 trailer wrapped things up nicely. Nintendo was next out of the gate, taking to the stage with their chest out, standing tall and proud, and they should be. The Wii's install base is already 2.8 million in the US alone, and that's double the install base of where both the 360 and PS3 were at the same point in their launch cycle. Nintendo continued their innovative trend with a few new peripherals and accommodating software. Wii Fit, a new exercise game, incorporates the use of a new balance board. Players will stand on the board and your on-screen character will mimic your body movements. It's like the developers have taken the Wii Remote to the next level, and anything that will get this gamer or any other gamer off the couch is a plus. Next we have the Wii Zapper, or essentially the light gun for this millennium. The futuristic design looks like something out of some sci-fi B-movie, but watching it in action with games like Capcom's upcoming title Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles has us eager to give it a shot. There's a new Mario Kart title on the way, and this one will come packed in with a new Wii wheel. This will obviously let you steer the kart as if you were actually driving it. It was cute, but I wasn't really all that impressed. And showing that Wii has a little something for everyone, gameplay footage of the new Metroid Prime 3 title looked to make great use of the nunchuck and Wii Remote. Of course, we can't forget Mario Galaxy, and I desperately want this title to be as good as Super Mario 64 was in its heyday, but I'm still reserving judgment on that one. Of course, with the Wii's install base growing rapidly, third-party support is growing, and a good portion of titles that are coming to PS3 and 360 will make their way to the Wii as well. Sony's media briefing took a little more low-key approach. It was hard to watch and not feel a little empathy for them, but it was probably the right approach to take. They still had some impressive titles and some interesting news to share. Most surprisingly was the new slimmed-down, lighter PSP. Visually it looks the same, and granted 19% slimmer is really not that big a deal. But I was really excited to see that the unit can now output video to an external source. That alone is almost enough to make me go out and purchase another PSP. Sony was clearly very proud of their new upcoming 3D live community titled Home, and used its interface quite a bit to lead in and out of other segments of the presentation. And I have to admit, it does seem like a very interesting way to integrate you into their live service. It may turn out to be less efficient than the well-crafted interface of Xbox Live, but you have to give Sony credit for trying something new and different. First-party titles were bountiful for the PlayStation 3. The new Ratchet & Clank looked pretty impressive in its leap to the next gen, and new footage of Gran Turismo looked damn near realistic. The announcement of a Wipeout HD was a pleasant surprise, including full online functionality. Sony is definitely on board with deliverable game content through its online service with Warhawk and the newly announced SOCOM Confrontation. Both games will be available via Blu-ray disc or for download. Now, as to which format gamers will ultimately choose, we'll have to wait and see. I think if the downloadable versions are priced a little cheaper, then we might see a shift in the way consumers purchase their PS3 games. We also got a glance of one of the most interesting, if not simplistic looking puzzle games to date in Echochrome. Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima took the stage to show off the latest trailer for the PS3 exclusive Metal Gear Solid 4. He touted the fact that what we were seeing was not a movie and all real-time footage from the PS3, but it still looked as if we were watching a cinema and not the actual gameplay. And finally, two shooters that looked to be system sellers for Sony were Ubisoft's PS3-only title Haze and Sony's own Killzone 2. And while the latter's graphics don't quite match the original Target video seen last year, it's still visually stunning. There are also some great titles coming from third-party publishers as well. Offerings such as Activision's Guitar Hero 3 as well as MTV's and EA's Rock Band will have you rocking till the break of dawn, while Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell Conviction have your stealth action covered. And it looks like EA's Burnout Paradise and THQ's Stuntman Ignition are both set to be back on track in the racing genre. So while the dust continues to settle over who will ultimately be the next-gen champ, we the gamers get to benefit the most. For Texas Gamer, I'm Mark Adams.